Me neither. I'm saving up.
Will you pay me
last
back?
night.
Do you want anything?
Huh?
If you pay me back, do you want anything?
Yeah, give me one of them Gatorades.
There you go.
I don't care. I'm not
Which
picky.
Gatorade?
Like a red one, or orange, or purple. I'm not picky.
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry, I was too busy telling my story.
That is bizarre.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
He said, you know, if I see whatever this is, this was before this morning. He had told me like, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday last week, he goes, you know, if I see this, I'm gonna have a heart attack and die, then I'm gonna haunt your ass. I said, good, bring your mother, my grandmother, and
We lost our dog in January, torsion. He died. He had a pretty painful last few hours, last hour. And his Legolas, he always liked to be in the backyard hanging out. And the day after he died, then he went out and back. And he saw Legolas, he always hung out in the corner where the bushes playing with the other dogs. And he swore he saw him run up to him, he even said he goes, Legolas, because I was outside, I heard him. And he said that Legolas ran to him about 5 feet, stopped, vanished. And the other day, I had Merlin and Noble out in the backyard, and I was letting them in, and I looked out of the corner of my eye, I saw something there, and I looked away from that, and I looked back, it was gone, but I swear to God, it was Legolas sitting, watching me. It was like, oh man.
You know, my mom we had to put her dog down that one night, and I had went over there. My mom sent me this god awful email. She lives by herself, and that's all she had was Judge. Sent me this email that could just rip the heart out of anybody.
Oh.
How she didn't realize how alone she would be without her baby companion, and she's never been so alone in her life. And
Just Pets Connect.
well, I went over there, and I went up to go to the bathroom, and as the dog had gotten older, it paced a lot. Ran into the walls and stuff because it was blind, but
Yeah.
you know, it paced. And I went to the other side of the hallway, like I walk around him. Well, he's not there. What the hell was I walking around? So I stopped and I looked, and I'm like, okay. And I looked because I heard something. I thought Mom was behind me, and she's not there. And I'm like, oh God. So I just go in the bathroom, I take my piss, wash my hands, walk back out, walk right around that same spot, and I'm thinking, that's stupid. You know, there's nothing there. I looked, and then of course I'm such an ass. I walk around and I'm like, oh fuck. Like that, and I kept walking, and she said, did you hear him? I said, no. What? And she says, I swear I heard him when you were heading back there. I'm like, no. And then I go to leave, and you can hear it coming down the hallway. Just a, and I'm like, I got to the door, and I'm looking, and Mom goes, now you hear him. And I said, yeah. And he was like right there. You can hear that, all excited. And
Yeah.
I can't see a damn thing, but I can hear him. I'm like, wow.
No,
We got our new puppy
Where
from
at?
the pound.
From the past.
Yeah,
Where's our county?
yeah, we went to Elkhart County Pound.
Good.
I was telling her you had the same experience with
I had a
that
horrible
refuge.
experience with Pet Refuge. It pissed me off. I never had a problem with them before.
I've had problems with them. They sold me a couple of cats that had that diphtheria stuff in them. Then they tried to say that we abused them, and they would give us a refund.
My mom couldn't even get a dog from there. They wouldn't let her have one. She wouldn't use the doggy daycare. She works 3 days a damn week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most people work 5.
Right.
And she wouldn't use the doggy daycare, so she turned them into Better Business Bureau and everything. They've got, I think they're down to probably 20 days to respond now to the Better Business Bureau. She was pissed.
They would have approved us for a cat because they had like 1,000 cats. And they had these really old dogs that had heart problems and really bad things wrong with them. And I wanted this 6-month-old pup. So they pretty much approved me on the spot. And then they said, some other bitch came in. She goes, well, I have to do a home study. I'm like, fine. So they came out, and I have a 17-year-old Pomeranian that's like, he wheezes and everything. So I had to declare what I had. I didn't declare half of my animals. I hid them. Because if I saw that, they were a shit fit. But I had Noble out and one cat. And I told them about Foxy. They said, well, where's Foxy? I said, he's in his crate right now. He'd drop dead if he saw you. And he said, I want him to play with this puppy. I said,
You
"Well,
want a
he's old."
17-year-old dog
I said,
to play with a puppy?
we usually don't let him associate with anything bigger than him because of a heart attack, and plus he humps everything, he's annoying, he pisses on everything. You know, I
Like
just said,
Chewy.
well,
At
he's
17, that's it.
17, and he doesn't really like, I wanna stay with this puppy. So I got him out, because he's an asshole dog, he's running like a little chair, and he's having a high old time with this puppy, everything's cool. And I let Noble out, and Noble's running around, and he runs up to Tom Tom. Tom Tom's a real friendly cat. And she goes, that cat has claws. I said, I don't declaw all my cats. You know, he was old, he was a stray, he was like 2 years old when I found him. I'm not going to declaw 2-year-old cats. He will scratch that puppy. I said, not Tom Tom. Tom Tom loves dogs. And she goes, that dog hasn't been neutered. I said, well, I was going to show him. He's one of my show dogs, possibly. Oh my God, you have an unneutered dog. You're a breeder. I went, I haven't had a litter in 7 years. I don't breed anymore. Well, I got rejected. And she flatly rejected that. Nobody's ever rejected me on a pet.
It's unbelievable.
I was so insulted.
Mom was just, we didn't know what was happening. Mom was back talking to the third person. The first 2 people she talked to were like, oh, this will be great, yada, yada, yada. Then this last person, she was down the hallway talking to Mom, and we had my niece and nephew who, oh my God, little fucking terrors. I mean, they're, jeez. And I had them sitting in seats because I didn't want them to move. I mean, I'd rather have the damn dog. Take the kids and have the dog. So they're sitting there, and they're not allowed to move, and my son, who's 17, was sitting way over in a chair, and he had my mom's purse on his lap. My mom comes out, and she's purple. I mean, she is just, and I said, Mom, what's wrong? And she goes, I wouldn't get a damn dog from this hellhole for nothing. And I'm like, Mom, what happened? And Zach jumps up and says, what's going on? I'm like that, and she says, screw this place! Really loud. I'm like, and we'd already picked out the dog, she'd already renamed it, spent time with it, everything, and Mom was just in tears. I was like,
What happened?
Well, see, I don't understand this. They got so many dogs and cats, they can't take care of them. I mean, they should be turned in. Have you seen the place that they have?
Oh,
Yeah.
I went to some lady's house for a cat one time. They had like 40 cats in a little
Oh,
room.
no.
And it's like, come on, you know?
I
They'd be
gave up
much
a
better
dog.
off,
We had a
you know,
stray
home.
dog once, and I took it over there. I went to one of their adoption days. It was actually a litter of pups somebody dumped on us, so I sat there through the adoption day, and I basically adopted out 3 of the pups myself because they wouldn't even help me. And I thought, I'm gonna get rid of those puppies, so I had one left. And they said they'd put it in a foster home, so I said, okay. So a week later, I called to see how the pup was doing, and it was gone. It just got out of this person's yard, and it disappeared. And
oh my
It
God.
disappeared that day, and they lived in Mishawaka on this busy road. I'm like, oh, that sucks. So a
Some
couple days
foster
later, they
parent.
called me up, and they said, oh, we found that dog. She gets over the fence all the time. I said, I'm coming out, I'm taking her. I ended up keeping her. And then we kept her for years after that. I was so damn pissed at them.
Who was that lady?
That was that weird one. She had like, anytime they got a boxer in, she'd adopt it. And she lived in Mishawaka on I forgot what road, busy road that has like it's like a boulevard, it has trees in the grassed area.
12th,
Busy, yeah.
12th Street.
Probably.
So, you know, the houses are kind of close together. She had probably 15 boxers in her house. Because every damn boxer that came up, she kept. She would refuse to adopt them out. And then she had all these strays and everything in this little barn behind her house. And Dixie pushed the gate open and jumped the fence, and she was gone.
And you couldn't adopt one. I mean,
Yeah.
Mom couldn't adopt
Uh-huh.
one.
Yeah, and they let these foster
Cat
homes.
refuge is garbage.
And then I got Fritz years ago. I got this German Shepherd from them. And I basically took him because I felt so sorry for him because the place was just filthy. And I was looking at the mother dog looked kind of icky, but they said, well, that's the aunt there. And I said, is that a coyote or what? She's real mangy looking. I said, man, she looks like she's like just a mangy looking coyote dog or something. I go, well, that's her aunt. And it ends up these people bred this litter, and then they were supposedly fostering them for pet refuge. I said, I'm taking one. I'm gonna get this poor pup out of here. Look at Devon-Dick Mage. It cost me a fortune, almost
Oh my
died.
God.
It's like the worst mage you can get. It's systemic.
Take
There's no
it.
cure for it back there. It's my hot dog, dang it. Touch my hot dog. Here, you want half of it?
No.
There.
You begged her to eat it.
Yeah.
That's why she does that.
Uh-huh.
Here's your hot dog.
Well, you remember the hairless chihuahua that
Oh,
was
yeah.
up in Michigan? They begged me one night to take 2 of those home. They looked like they had mange and they were just begging for me to take them home. I'm like, no, I don't want them.
What's family membership, 40?
40.
I don't know, Mom wrote him an email that night that was just heartbreaking.
It was.
I mean, it was just,
Well, they
and
have this.
she says Aunt Lisa babysits, that's me. And it's like, it was just heartbreaking, and then they didn't respond to her after she did that email. And then she was just irate, then she wrote this